My name is Tim Meagher. I'm farming here in Roscrea, in Clone and Roscrea. Back in the early 2000s we did the trials with Teagasc on establishing clover, and that was quite positive. So we moved on and I introduced it to quite a part of the farm at that stage. But then back in about 2010 we had a very wet year and lost quite a lot of clover through poaching. I went back with nitrogen after that and had a quite high stocking rate. But then last year Michael Daly brought us down to solid head, and it kind of renewed my interest in clover at that stage. As such, I said, I have a plot at home now that I'm going to try this on, and that's what I'm doing here today, where we have this group of heifers using no nitrogen and a low input, and still getting the same results as what we were doing beforehand. We've included white clover here through two methods really. Historically by oversowing, doing small plots at a time. I had about a 50% success rate in doing that, largely because of lack of moisture through the summer and the clover seed just died off. But secondly, we have a tillage enterprise here as well, and we rotate throughout the farm corn in a field for maybe 3 or 4 years and then go back in with grass seed. Here we introduce more clover seed in the grass, but an extra kilo per hectare, and that's how we reseeded this plot that these heifers are on. The benefits I see from clover are that we reduce input. Use of chemical nitrogen has been reduced, if not excluded completely. I also see that my output is maintained. I need to do that. I need to sell kilograms of meat off the farm, and if I can maintain that with lower inputs, that's my ideal. Thirdly, I suppose there should be some good benefits for the environment. Clover swards are no harder to manage than any other type of grass. To utilise grass or grass clover swards, we need good control. I've started off on this plot, we had 5 paddocks in it. Subsequently then I brought that up to 10 by just splitting the paddocks down the middle, and I have since gone to 20. And it gives me much more control over the heifers when they're grazing it, in that we can decide to move every day or every 36 hours as I like doing. It's no harder to manage than an ordinary pasture. One of the building blocks for clover before you start is to have your soil fertility right. The farm is soil tested, about a third of it every year, and based on that, with a target of getting to soil index 3 or maintaining soil index 3, we'll spread whatever is required. Spread the P and K throughout the season, not all in the front and not all in the back end. I think it helps the clover throughout the summer, just that little bit of a boost at times. And I'm only talking about a third of a bag or a half a bag maybe at a go every 2 months. So it's not a lot just to maintain it. And this lime then, if the pH is right, it's okay, but if I'm spreading lime, it's normally done maybe in January, or the high pressure comes in the winter, we spread it at that time of the year. The plan for the future would be that we'd continue to use clover, obviously. I intend carrying at least a tonne, and I think maybe more next year, of livestock per acre on that. So I'd hope over the next couple of years to have no nitrogen on this plot, plus probably introducing into more of the farm as we go forward. But I will continue to maintain the levels of clover that I have, and probably increase that. I'd have 3 take-home messages. Firstly, have your soil fertility right before you start. Secondly, have a good control. In that I mean have your paddock set up, your water in each paddock, and make it easy for rotation. Thirdly then, I'd target areas. I think you should do a certain area of your farm and do it right.